So I want to welcome you to tonight's call. What I'm going to be talking about tonight is top tier direct sales, and I'm going to be introducing you to a system for making regular top tier direct sales. Now, before we even get started, let's define that term. What is top tier? Okay, what does that actually mean? It's a term that gets thrown around a lot, and really a lot of people don't really know what it means. Basically, it's a fancy word for high ticket price point. So traditionally, when you sell products online, most people start off with affiliate marketing, where they are promoting low-end products with low price points and therefore low commissions. Okay, if you're selling a $100 product, clearly the commission it's unlikely to be more than, say, $50. Where top tier is different is the price point is usually much higher. So it could be somewhere around $5,000 and up. $5,000, $10,000, even $20,000. Now, the commission percentage is often pretty similar to where it would be on a low ticket item. Okay, so let's say on a low ticket item, if you were getting something like 40%, okay, 40% commissions. Well, you will find that with a lot of the top tier direct sales programs out there, the commissions that they pay out are somewhere around that, around 40%. Now that's assuming that you're doing the actual sale yourself. So you generate the lead, okay, and you actually close the deal. Okay, so through talking to the potential customer, you're the one who actually closes the deal. Now let's say it's a $10,000 program and you're getting 40%. Well, now you've just made a $4,000 commission. Okay, so that's the difference between top tier and most other programs out there. So over the next 60 minutes, what are we going to be talking about? I want to really stress to you why it's essential that you have a high ticket back end in your business. I'm going to show you some numbers, and you know, if there's one thing that I see a lot of online business owners doing wrong, it's this: they don't have a back end in place, and it means that they're leaving a lot of money on the table. And when you're spending either time or money to generate leads, you want to be maximizing your ROI. Okay, the way that this works is, ideally, you spend $1 in your business and you get back, say, $1.20. Okay, and then you take your profits, you reinvest that. This time you spend more and you get back more. Okay, and you keep on scaling up. That's how it works. But that can only work if you have a back end in place. Okay, so I'll be talking about that. The phone. I'm going to make a wild guess that most of you on this webinar right now don't like picking up the phone, calling back your leads, and selling. Okay, and if that's you, do me a favor and just type in and let me know if that is you. Who actually enjoys picking up the phone and making sales? Now, some of you do. I know we actually have a couple people on the Move phone sales team on this call, so they love to do it. But most of you, your idea of starting an online business that you can work in your own time from home probably doesn't entail you sitting on the phone all day. Okay, that's probably not the dream in your mind. But I am going to tell you why having phone follow-up is near essential. But I'm also going to show you how you can do it without you actually having to do the calls. How to get paid when other people make high ticket sales for you. Okay, so you don't pick up the phone, but you get a commission when someone closes one of your leads. I'm going to show you the one metric that 99% of marketers completely ignore. This is really important, because if you don't know this number and you go out there and you start trying to build an online business, you start trying to generate leads, you can potentially lose your shirt. Okay, you can lose a lot of money. And finally, I'm going to show you how to leverage systems and resources to create a reliable second income for yourself. So I know that a lot of you on this call right now, you might still be working in a job. Okay, so you're not ready to yet go full-time. Not full-time in your own online business, not yet. But I know that some of you right now, if you had something that you could do on the side for, say, 30 minutes a day or 60 minutes a day, you would be interested in that. So I'm going to show you how you can get that started. So I want to start off with a question that might seem like a stupid question or an obvious question, but it's a very important question, and I'm very serious when I ask you. So I want to know on this call right now, who would like to make $10,000 or more per month working part-time from home on your schedule? Who would like to know how to do that? Type it in if you would. The reason why I'm asking you this question is every day when I send out an email to my list, it's not every day, but it's maybe every couple of days, somewhere around 650 or 700,000 people get my emails. Okay, that's how big our Mob email list is, and that's not all active. A lot of people don't read them. That's part of the business, but still, that's a lot of people. Now, the vast majority of those people who get my emails, of course, they've never met me. I'm just some guy who shows up in their email inbox. And they see me talking about this. They see me talking about this idea that you can have an online business, that you work a few hours per day, and it can give you everything you want. Okay, financially, it can give you everything you want, the lifestyle, everything. And I know that a lot of them, they read that and they either think, if I'm being frank, they either think BS, okay, that's not true, or they think, well, yeah, you can do that, but I can't do that. I've got a job, I've got a mortgage, I've got responsibility. I can't just go and start building an online business, or I don't really know how. So what I'm saying here is that most people who get my communication every couple of days, they're not really committed yet. Okay, they're like a tourist. Okay, they're looking at this, they're observing this as an outsider, but they're not yet at the stage where they are ready to fully commit. The day that this actually starts working for you is the day that you decide to fully commit. And when I say fully commit, I don't mean that you have to be working 8-10 hours a day or anything like that. I just mean psychologically, you get very serious about doing this. You decide that, yes, I am going to build an online business. I don't care how long it takes me. I've decided I'm going to do it. Now what's the first step? How do I learn how to do this? So you find someone who knows how to do it, you model them, you take their advice, you do what they say, and you start doing it. But until you make that commitment psychologically, until you decide, I am going to do this, then nothing's going to happen. So if you are on this webinar, unless you really are at that stage, then everything I'm about to tell you won't really be of much interest, or it won't really benefit you that much. But if you are ready, then pay very close attention, because I'm going to show you how to do it. So let's talk about the importance of high ticket sales. Like I said at the start, high ticket sales, let's say we're talking somewhere around $5,000 and up. Mostly the way that this game works is you have a sales funnel. Now you all know what a sales funnel is. Okay, a sales funnel is someone comes into the sales funnel. Usually they start off by putting in their email address. Low commitment, low risk. Okay, they put in their email address to get whatever's being given away. Okay, it could be a free report, a free video. Now they're on your list. Okay, so now you follow up and you offer them your front end product. This is your first entry level product, and usually it's going to be cheap. Again, it's going to be low commitment, low risk. So it's very easy for someone to say yes to, and it needs to be easy for them to say yes to because they've never done business with you yet. Okay, this is someone who's doing business with you for the first time. So your front-end product might be somewhere around, say, $10, or it could be $49 or $100. Usually it's going to be under $100. Now once they buy that product, the money that you've now made barely actually covers your advertising cost in real businesses. Okay, barely does it ever cover your advertising costs. So you spend a few $100s to make that sale. You made $100 back. You're still a few $100s out of pocket. And then what happens is, if you're a good marketer or you have a good system, now you start offering them additional programs. Now, when is the best time to ever make a sale to anyone? When is the best time? If you know what the answer is, just type it in. When is the best time to make a sale? The answer is the best time to make a sale is immediately after the prospect has just bought one of your other products. That is always the best time, literally straight after. That's what Gary Halbert called a buyer in heat. Okay, that's a buyer who's ready to go. They are ready to spend money. That's why we have upsells in marketing. If you've ever bought a product before and then suddenly you started getting a bunch of upsells, the reason why we have upsells is because they work so well. Okay, they're very effective. I remember when I got started in marketing, or when I started doing my own products, my entry-level product back then was a $97 continuity program, so $97 a month. And back then I had a lot of upsells. I must have had about 8 of them. And I remember every once in a while I would watch someone buy that $99 product, and then over the course of about 20 minutes, as they got offered additional products and services, at most, I once saw a few people spend well over $4,000. Okay, and that's without picking up the phone or anything like that. That's because they brought that first product, and then my website offered them another offer. Okay, so the best time to make a sale is right after they've just bought. You only do that if you have another product or service that is going to help that person. And if you have a good business, you will. So usually they'll buy that first front-end product from you, but in order to get the next level of value, then they're going to have to buy your more expensive, more valuable program. Okay, so you offer that to them. Now, if you've done a good job on that first product and they've enjoyed it, they've got value from it, they've had a good experience, the chances of them buying the second product are tremendously high. Okay, if you compare them to an unconverted lead, someone who's never bought a product from you before, the likelihood that they will buy is maybe 20 times higher than the unconverted lead. Okay, that's the difference between a buyer lead and an unconverted lead. Buyer leads are the best leads of all. Okay, these are leads who've actually spent money with you, and if they've done it once and you've delivered everything you said you would, and ideally you've gone a little bit above and beyond, then the chance that they will buy a second or third or fourth product is very high. Just so you know, my very best customers, I actually was just hanging out with one of my all-time best customers here in Chicago. I was here in Chicago at a live event that just finished today, and I was here with one of my best customers. Now this customer has spent somewhere over, by now it would be probably over $130,000. $130,000. Okay, that's a lot of money. The reason why he keeps on coming back and buying more and more and more is because he's getting great value. Now I know for a fact that leveraging our systems, the same guy has made over $250,000. That's what we paid him back in commissions. So he's got all his money back and a lot more. But the point of me telling you that is, can you imagine if you had a customer like that, a really good customer where you did a good job of offering them value on each product they brought, and you kept on making repeat offers, and they spent over $100,000 with you. How many of those customers do you think you would need to have a seven-figure business? You wouldn't need that many. And that's what I see when I look around in this industry. I see a lot of people who are so focused on such a small game. Okay, they're more focused on getting a whole bunch of customers who spend a few $100s with them, whereas my focus has always been on how do I find the best customers and do a really good job of offering them value and making repeat offers, have fewer customers, fewer headaches, but they spend a lot more. Okay, and I can work more closely with them. So that's always been my focus in building Mob. And my advice to you is you might want to look at doing that. Okay, let me plug in some numbers here and just really make a point. I'll give you two choices. Let's say you want to get to $1 million in sales, right? Now the first choice you have is you can go and sell 100,000 ebooks at $10 each. Okay, so you have to go and find 100,000 customers. They each give you $10, and now you've got $1 million in revenue. Okay, and let's say you've got 1 year to do this. So 100,000 divided by 12 months, whatever that is. What is that? 8,000, something like that. Okay, somewhere around 9,000. Okay, 9,000 every single month. which is what, maybe 300 a day, something like that. Imagine selling 300 ebooks a day, finding 300 customers. That's a lot of customers. The other option is, what if you just sold 100 programs? Okay, you found 100 customers, but they each gave you $10,000 each. So the real question becomes, what could you offer someone that would be worth $10,000? Now, if you've never sold a $10,000 program before, you might think to yourself, well, nothing. What could I possibly offer someone that would be worth 10 grand? I'm going to show you a little bit later on how you can actually do that. And the best part is you don't actually have to do any of the fulfillment. Okay, you don't have to do any of that. You don't have to go and create the program. You just get a big commission. Okay, so I'll talk about that a little bit later on. So Moab, the company that I started, what is it? It's been about 3.5 years now. But Moab has done very well in the last 3.5 years. In terms of revenue, tens of millions of dollars in revenue. Okay, tens of millions of dollars in revenue. And most of that, the vast majority of that, has come from high ticket sales. The interesting thing is, we have a lot less customers than most people think. Okay, most people, when they hear about our size, they think, wow, you must have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of customers. And the answer is no, we actually don't. We have a lot fewer customers than you might imagine. But we have high ticket, high value programs. Okay? Now, what I want to talk about is, this is the one metric. So at the start of this call I said I was going to show you this one metric that you need to know. So I hope you've got your pen out. I want you to take notes on this, because even though most marketers might have heard of this, very few of them actually do it. When you go and start building a business, your job, okay, provided you've got products and a system to sell the products in place, which I'm going to show you at the end how you can get that, but provided you have that in place, then your job is to simply go and find new customers. And what I mean by that is, your job is to go and generate traffic, to go and place ads online or offline, wherever you want. Place ads that get people's attention, they click the ad, they go to the website, they put in their email address, and then you go and find some more. Now, in order for you to do that, to advertise, to go and market, you're either going to need time or you're going to need money. If you have a marketing budget, then I suggest you do that. I suggest you do paid ads. That is the fastest way to build a business. If you're on a low budget, then you're going to have to go and do, those kind of free traffic methods, like video marketing and article marketing and things like that. Start a blog and so on and so forth. Okay, but it's either going to take time or money. Now, time is worth something. When you're on a low budget and you're struggling financially, you might not appreciate that as much as you should. But I can tell you that the wealthier you become, the more obsessed you become about time and the value of time. I mean, these days for myself, that is the most valuable thing in the world to me, my time. Money, I can always go and make more money. I don't really have a problem with that, but time, I still haven't figured out how to make more time, so I'm very protective of my time. I'm getting a little bit off track, but my point is, your time is worth something. So if you're using your time, let's just say that's a dollar value as well. Okay, there's a very real cost. So in other words, you want to go and build a business, you're going to have to spend something. There's going to be some financial outlay, whether you like it or not. Okay, if you really want to do this. Now, in order to do that, you have to know, well, where am I going to go and advertise, and how much should I spend? How much should I spend? And to answer that question, we need to know the lifetime value of a customer. On average, what does a customer spend with our business? If a customer spends $1,000 with our business, does it make sense for us to go and spend $500 on advertising to acquire that customer? Would you be willing to spend $500 in either time or money to get a customer that over their lifetime spends $1,000 with you? Okay, so you need to know what that number is. You need to have some idea of it. If you have no idea, then you're going to get yourself in trouble. Now here's the deal. Here's what I learned early on, and if I have to give credit to anyone for this, I would give credit to Rich Schefren, a good marketer, a guy called Rich Schefren. A couple of years ago, he wrote a report called The Truth About Traffic. And I remember studying that report because the first time I ever presented on stage at an internet marketing seminar, I based my talk largely on that book, like some of the concepts. So I didn't just read through it once, I really studied it, and I really made sure that I really understood it at a deep level, and it changed everything for me. Okay, and one of the central themes in that book was the business that has the highest lifetime value wins. Okay, if you're in a competitive niche, which all good niches are, they're all competitive. If there's money to be made, there's competition. You're going to be competing against these other businesses for the same customers. Now, it becomes a question of who has the deepest pockets, who can afford to spend the most to get that customer. Okay, if your business can pay twice as much, or if your business has customers that spend twice as much as the other business, now you can afford to pay a lot more, and you're going to be around for a lot longer. Okay, now how do we increase lifetime value of a customer? There's actually 3 ways to do it. Okay, now the first way is, it's the most obvious way. Actually, let me back up. If we're talking about increasing revenue, there's 3 ways to do it. Okay, the first way, the most obvious way, is get more customers. The second and third way are what smart marketers use first. Okay, and you want to write these down. You want to increase the frequency of the purchase, okay, that a customer purchases from you. So if they buy from you once a month, let's say you have a pizza store and they buy pizza once a month, if you can get them to buy pizza once a week, okay, by having like a Thursday special, well, now you've multiplied your customer value by 4 times. You didn't have to spend any more money to go and get that customer. You've already got them. You just get them to come back a lot more. Okay, so that's the second way. Now the third way is also pretty easy. You increase the average transaction size. So when they come into your store or they go to your website, what are they spending on average? And then we work on increasing that number. They spend $200. How can we get that number up to $250? Increase our revenues by 25%. So you start asking yourself those questions. Can we add in upsells? Can we increase the price of these products? You start to wonder about those kind of questions. And the easiest thing to do for most online businesses is to simply add on a few high-ticket offers on the back end. So they keep on doing what they're already doing to get customers, but now we just follow up with their existing customers and we say, hey, you brought product A, would you like product B? Product B will give you this, it will give you that. Okay, it's much more advanced than product A. Would you like to get it? It's also 4 times the cost, but it's worth it. Okay, some of them are going to say yes. So that's how you do it. Okay, you have to sell high-ticket offers on the back end. Let's plug in some numbers here. Let's say you've got company A and company B. Now, company A has a lifetime value of each of their customers of $500. So if they get a customer, let's say they get a customer and the customer buys a $50 product. Over the rest of that customer's lifetime, they spend on average about $500. So they got a $500 lifetime value. Now if they go and pay $200, they've now made $300 on average. Okay, they can expect to get $500 back for that customer, so they're still in profit. Now on the other hand, company B, they only have a front end offer. They're only selling a $20 product on the front end and then maybe a couple other offers. So on average, their customers only spend $100. Now if they go and try and spend the same $200 to acquire a customer as company A, because they are in the same niche as company A and they have the same media cost as company A, guess what? They're not going to be in business too long. You can't keep on spending $200 to get a $100 customer. That's like putting, going to a slot machine in Vegas and putting in dollar coins and getting back 50-cent coins or quarter coins, whatever you guys have over here. Okay. So let's talk about how this all fits together. Now, it's quite interesting. What you're looking at here, this is from Perry Marshall, and I say it's interesting because I was just at a Perry Marshall event today, in fact, here in Chicago. But this was first introduced to me by Perry Marshall, and it's called the tactical triangle. Now, the C, E, and T each stand for something, and the 80-20, that's the 80-20 principle, is in the middle. And all online businesses can be reduced to this. Okay, so let's have a look at this in detail. So the T is for traffic. Now, you all know what traffic is, but just in case you don't, you've got a website. Unless you have people actually seeing that website, there's no way that you're going to be able to monetize it. All other things being equal, the website that gets the most traffic will make the most money. Okay, so we need traffic. Now we need to be able to convert that traffic into money. Just because a website gets traffic, it doesn't mean that it's going to turn into money. I could find videos on YouTube right now. Okay, I could go and find a video about cats, for example. I could find a video where it's got a cute kitten, and the video's maybe got 40 million views. So in other words, 40 million people have seen that page. Yet I can almost guarantee that the person who uploaded that video, who has the page on YouTube, maybe they're making a few $1,000s a year, something like that. So they're getting all the traffic in the world. I mean, they're getting a lot of traffic. But what they had there is not very good at converting. Okay, when I say converting, I'm talking about the ability of the page or the website to get someone to pull out their credit card and type in their credit card number and complete the purchase. Okay, so the best websites as far as monetization are very good at conversion. They might get 1 out of 50, okay, 1 out of 50 visitors to pull out their credit card and buy. Now then we have the 80-20 principle. The 80-20 principle says that 80% of the results come from 20% of the inputs. In other words, 80% of the money that your business makes comes from maybe 20% of the products. And that's very interesting, and it's very true. Mobe has over about 35 different products. But honestly, over 80% of our revenue comes from about 4 products at most. Actually about 3. Okay, a large amount. And that's just the way it is in any business. In any business, 80% of the results come from 20% of the inputs. So you have traffic, conversion, and sales. And when you add traffic with a good, high-converting website, now you're going to get sales. Okay, but there's a fourth ingredient you need to have in place. And without the fourth ingredient, you can lose money still. Okay, so again, traffic plus conversions equals sales. But the fourth ingredient is economics. Now when I say economics, I'm just talking about how do the numbers break down. Just because you have a website or a business making sales, it doesn't mean you are profitable. Believe me, okay, I know all about that. I'll tell you a quick little story. Shortly after I turned, when was this? I turned 26, okay, January 28th. That's my birthday. And I turned 26, and at that time, I had actually crossed over $1 million cash in a bank account. First time in my life, okay, $1 million cash sitting there in a bank account, and I would go and look at it pretty much every day just to see it. I like to look at it. Now what's interesting is I stopped looking at it for a little while, and somewhere around May of that year, I went back into my bank account, and I had been in since then, of course, but this time I looked at the number again, and I thought, okay, there's the number, but then I thought, wait a moment, back in January I was celebrating having done over $1 million, and that number really hasn't gone up. We've been making hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales every month. Yeah, what's changed? I mean, the net really hasn't changed that much, and I probably sound like a little bit of an idiot for not noticing that, and I felt like one at the time as well. And I should have noticed it, but my point is, just because you have a lot of sales coming in, it doesn't mean that you're profitable. And this is something that we all usually have to learn the hard way. You start making good money, and pretty soon you realize it's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. And we've all heard that before, but you experience it and you learn it in a whole different way. But anyway, my point is economics. Economics is exactly that. It's about how much are you actually making in revenue, but what are you actually keeping? Okay, are you profitable? If you're not profitable, you're not going to be around for a very long time at all. Okay, and you want to be profitable because the way that you grow your business and you scale up fast is you reinvest a portion of your profit back into traffic. Okay, it's a circle. It goes round and around. Have a look at that diagram. The way that we took Mobe from doing a few $1,000s a month at one point, and then a year later, or about 18 months later, doing over $300,000 a month. Incredible growth. The way that we did that is we simply reinvested what we were making in profit back into buying more traffic. Okay, at least a portion of it. And we did that, and we kept on scaling up. So your economics have to work. And the easiest way to fix bad economics is either to raise prices or add in a high-ticket back-end offer. How do we actually get high-ticket sales? Okay, so once you have a high-ticket program, how do you actually get high-ticket sales? So just pretend for a second, even if you don't have a high-ticket program, just pretend you do. Pretend that I let you use one of ours. How do you actually make that sale though? You've got a customer who's paid you less than $100. How do you take that customer to now wanting to spend with you $10,000 or $20,000? Well, the first thing you have to realize is it's a very different sale. Okay, it's a very different sale. It's not like selling a $100 product. You can sell a $100 product online with a simple sales video. Okay, you drive some traffic to a sales video, and if it's what the person wants, they'll buy it. But if you start talking about a $20,000 program, I don't care how good of a marketer you are, it's very hard to go on market to cold traffic. When I say cold traffic, I mean traffic that's never heard of you. People click the ads and they've never heard of you or your business. It's hard to market to cold traffic and have them pull out a credit card and spend $20,000 with you. Okay, even if you're really, really good at marketing, that's a hard sell. And the reason why it's a hard sell is because the transaction price has a lot more risk in it. Okay, there's always a risk when someone buys something. Okay, every time that we buy something each day, there's a risk. If we go into a store and we buy some food, there is a risk that the food will be off, we'll get food poisoning, it will be a bad product. If we order something that we saw from a TV infomercial, there's a risk that after we pay them with our credit card, they're not going to actually send us the product. So consumers, I mean, more now than ever, we're skeptical. You know, we're a little bit hesitant to spend money, most of us. Now, we don't mind doing it on low-ticket products if we feel reasonably safe. Okay, so if we watch a sales presentation, a sales video, we see the testimonials, we get to the order page, we see the trust seals, then we're like, okay, that's fine. Okay, I'll pull out my credit card, I'll buy it, not a big deal. But if you start talking about a $20,000 program, no. Now we start wondering, well, this is more than I've ever spent online. I really need to make sure that this sounds really good, but I need to make sure that this is actually as good as it sounds. I really need to talk to someone. Okay, I need to get my questions answered. I need to make sure that this is for me. Okay, that this is the right decision. So the example I gave here, it's like buying a Snickers bar or buying a BMW. I mean, if you're hungry and you want a Snickers bar, usually you're not calling home and asking your spouse, honey, I'm thinking about putting this on the credit card. I just wanted to check and make sure it's okay with you. Usually you're not doing that. Okay, it's not a big deal. I'm going to pay $2 for a Snickers bar, done. There's not a lot of thought that goes into that. But buying a BMW car, that is a very different decision. That's something that takes longer. Okay, so the cycle of going from being interested to actually buying it, that's a longer cycle, much longer. The Snickers bar might take 30 seconds. Buying the car could be 2 months. Okay, so it's a longer cycle, and usually we want to talk to someone. Okay, we want to actually make sure this is the right thing for us. We need trust. Okay, trust is the missing ingredient that you just need if you want to sell high-ticket products. If you want to start making big commissions, your customers need to have trust that when they pay you or when they send all of this money, they're actually going to get what you said you would deliver. So how do you establish trust in our industry? Okay, can you do it online? It's possible. You can do that through emails, videos. It's possible. But what makes it really, really easy is this: the phone. Now, the best way that you could establish trust in the world would be to meet your prospect face to face. But if you're generating leads on the internet, then you're going to be having leads from all over the world. That's the beauty of the internet. No longer is your market your local market. Now you can go everywhere. Okay, you can, we have customers in countries that I can't even pronounce. So you can do that with an online business. But you can't go and meet every single person. It's not feasible. But you can call every single person. Okay, it's quite easy to call people. If you have Skype, you can call any country you want for practically nothing. Okay, if the other person has Skype, then it is nothing. It's free. So the phone is the perfect solution. Okay, it's the next best thing to actually meeting a prospect face to face. Because now that person can actually talk to you, and people are used to using the phone. They've been using the phone all their life. Okay, so now they can talk to you. They can ask you questions. They can let you know about their concerns. You can let them know your answers. You can build a relationship over the phone. And this is where most high-ticket sales are made, at least in Moab. Okay, in fact, easily over 80% of our high-ticket sales come from the phone. Quite a few of them also come from doing live events. Okay, we do a lot of live events, and live events is really face-to-face. That's what it is. Okay, that's why live events are so good. But we can't do live events every day. Okay, they're expensive, logistically they're hard to put on, but the phone, we can do it, and so can you. You can use the phone in your business. Now you might be thinking, well, Matt, that's what I said at the start though. I don't want to be on the phone all day. Okay, I want to be in an online business that I can work maybe a couple hours a day at most, and I don't want to be chasing people down on the phone. And the answer is, you don't have to. In fact, I recommend you don't do the phone sales, and here's why. Most of you on this webinar, and I say this in a nice way, but most of you don't know how to sell really well on the phone. Okay, because if you haven't done it for a reasonable amount of time, if you haven't consistently practiced it, then chances are you're not going to be that good at it. I'm not that good at it. I haven't done phone sales in a long time. I have other people who do that, and if I get on the phone, I'm okay at it, but it's not really my strength, and it never was. When I started my online business in 2008, I used to do all my own phone sales for those first 2 years. And it took me a long time to make my first sale. It took me 9 months to make my first $2,000 sale, and my commission was $1,000. It took me 9 months to do that. I had leads, but none of them wanted to buy from me because I wasn't that good on the phone. Okay, so I don't recommend you do your own calls. I recommend you find the best in the industry, and you go to them and you say, would you call my leads and close these sales? Now they're going to say, well, no. But then you're going to say, well, what if I give you a percentage? And then they're going to say, well, yes, now I'm interested. So if you cut them in and you give them a percentage, and you've got a great product and great leads, then, you can get some real talent. Okay, let me tell you that there are some really talented phone salespeople out there. I know people who've sold literally well over $10 million, well over $10 million of products in our niche on the phone, one sale at a time, one by one, okay, calling leads, starting out from scratch, building relationships, and several weeks or several months later having that customer spend $10, $20, $30,000 with them. Okay, and they're very, very good at it, and they do it consistently. Now, just in case you're wondering, of course, there's people out there who sell on the phone who do it in ways that you wouldn't want them selling for you. Okay, but I'm talking about people who are very good at phone sales, but they'll also do it in a way where they have integrity and they're honest about it, and that's important because if these are your leads, then you've got to be watching your own reputation. You've got to make sure that anyone calling back your leads on your behalf is doing it the right way. But as long as you can find that person, then it makes perfect sense for you to give them a percentage. Okay, you give them a percentage. It could be 10%, it could be 20%. Okay, 20% of the gross. If you had a $5,000 product, would it make sense to pay a phone rep $1,000 to sell that product? Well, I mean, if they're really good, then absolutely. Okay, because you're getting the rest of it. That's a sale you wouldn't have had without their ability. Okay? Now you might be wondering, well, okay, that's great, but where do I find this person or these people? Where do I find these people to call back my leads who are really good at selling? And how do I hire them? How do I pay them? Everything like that. The answer is you don't need to. Okay, towards the end of this webinar, I'll show you about the phone sales team that we've set up. We've actually built this up over the last couple of years. And if you're promoting Mobe products, which I'll tell you about in just a moment, they're already there ready to go. In fact, they're already calling every single day. You can just plug in, start sending your leads to them. Every time they get you a sale, the commissions that we pay out are $1,000, $3,000, $5,000. We also introduced a program recently that actually pays a $10,000 commission. That's if you don't do the sale yourself. If you leverage our phone sales team and they get you a sale, it's a $10,000 commission. Now, those, just to be honest with you, those sales are pretty rare. Okay, that's the best sale we can get. It's also the last sale that we offer, but when it's made, it's $10,000 in your pocket if it's your lead. Anyway, so once you've got all of this, here's my advice to you. You can go and try and build all of this yourself, but that's going to take a long time, and if you're new at this, then it's a bad idea. When you're brand new, you want to focus on learning one thing at a time. And if you've ever wondered, well, what's the first thing to learn? What's the most important thing to learn? For someone who is new, that's easy. Traffic. Okay, you want to learn how to generate traffic. You want to pick one traffic method and only one traffic method and learn how to generate traffic. Okay, you don't want to go and learn how to build products, write sales letters, put together sales videos. You don't want to do that because you can find someone else who's already done that, and you just send traffic and you get a commission. So you start by leveraging someone else's system, like the Mobe system, a system that's already in place. It's paid out over $12 million in commissions, and you just go and send traffic. Coaching. There's two ways to learn anything. You can learn through trial and error, which can be very expensive, or you can pay someone else for their experience and get coaching from them. Again, right now I'm in Chicago, okay, and I'm at this event. Now I paid $7,000 for a 2.5-day event. The sad part is I was asleep for about half of it because I've been very tired these last few days. I've had a very busy last few weeks. But anyway, I paid $7,000 to be here for 2.5 days. Now you might be wondering, well, why? Well, one of the two people putting on this event is worth somewhere around $240 million. And this guy works 1 hour a day. Okay, and his name is Richard Koch. He wrote the book, the 80-20 Principle, I think it's called. Okay, so he works an hour a day. He's worth almost $250 million. And I thought to myself, that's someone I want to learn from. Okay, not only does he know how to make good money, but he also has a great life. Okay, he works 1 hour a day, literally. So I'm here. Okay, I flew all the way to Chicago, paid a bunch of money just to learn from someone who's worth learning from. So when you're starting your business, why should it be any different? Okay, if you want to learn from someone, first of all, find someone who actually knows what they're talking about. And I'll admit that can be a little bit harder than you might like in this industry, because a lot of people are big talkers. But find someone who knows what they're talking about, and then just pay them. Okay, pay them for their time, pay them for their coaching. As long as they have your best interests in mind, okay, and they actually know what they're talking about, it's always worth it. Okay, it's worth it because if you try and figure this out on your own, then it takes so much time. And time is not something that we have. Okay, time is very limited. And if you ever have the choice between paying with time or some money, personally, pay with the money. Okay, pay with money because your time is too precious. So you've got to get coaching. That's very important. Now, how many times have you actually brought a product online and got no support? Who's ever done that before? Have you ever brought a product before and there was no follow-up support? There was no advice on how to actually implement what you just brought. So I bet a lot of hands are going up right now. And that's pretty much the way it's been in internet marketing. I mean, billions of products are sold every year. Billions of dollars worth of products are sold every year. Very few of them come with any real support. Here's why MOBE is different. Okay, MOBE stands for My Online Business Education. That's the company I founded several years ago. Here's why we are different. First of all, when you get started with certain programs like the one I'm going to tell you about in just a second, we actually get on the phone with you and we work with you. Okay, we find out what your goals are, what you're working with as far as time, your weekly marketing budget, exactly what your situation is, because everyone's going to have a custom solution. And then what we do is we help you come up with that solution, and we help you plan this all out, and then we help you implement it. Okay, and these are real people who do this every day, day in and day out, and they actually work with you to get this up and running. Now, the coaches that you are working with range from 6- and 7-figure earners. Just to be completely honest with you, the 7-figure earners we have 2 people who've done that before, earn over 7 figures in a year. We have quite a few who are somewhere around the 6-figure level. Some of them are just over 100,000 a year. Some of them are closer to $250,000 per year. Okay, so that's from their online activities, basically what they do, selling on the phone. So they understand the business, they have experience. These are the people that are actually working with you. Okay, so they know what they're talking about. They're not someone who just got started a month ago and now they're trying to teach you how to do it. And I have a pretty active role in who we actually hire for the coaching. So when you get started, you will have real support, you will be working with the coach, and you will have a system in place. Now the system is what actually offers the products and actually generates the commissions. And the way it works is when you refer leads to the system, our team will follow up. Okay, we'll follow up, we'll do the email follow up, the phone follow up, everything like that. And as we convert, as we get sales, since it's your lead, it's tracked back to you. And every time a sale is made, you're getting a commission. The commissions, like I said before, 1K, 3K, 5K, and we also did recently offer or add in a 10K commission as well on one of the higher end products. So anyway, the system is called MTTB, which stands for My Top Tier Business. So this is specifically for anyone who's looking at starting a top tier business, but you don't want to have to go and hire the phone sales reps or do the calls yourself. You don't want to have to create these high ticket valuable programs, okay, because maybe you've never done it before. You don't want to be doing all the customer fulfillment because that's a lot of work. So if you don't want to do any of that, then MTTB is for you. Now, just so you know that this isn't some program that started last month, MTTB has paid out so far over $12 million in commissions. Okay, that's through selling MOBE products. Okay, so MTTB is the marketing system to sell my products. It's paid out over $12 million in commissions to partners in over 37 countries. So it's got a pretty good track record behind it. And that's over the last few years as well. So how does it work? Basically, it's a direct sales system. So every time you refer a lead, this is direct sales. We're calling back your leads, we're doing the sales for you, and our focus is on top tier products. So they are more expensive products, they are a lot more valuable than most other products in this niche, but they also pay out bigger commissions too. Price structure. Okay, so the actual prices, you'll learn about that as you go through the training. The commissions, like I said, are 1K, 3K, 5K. Those are the primary core programs. Okay, so as far as what does it actually do for you, or what comes with the system, so the products are already done, okay, they're already created. The websites, hosting, the entire sales funnels are already all built. Customer service. So when you start selling high ticket products, you are going to have queries from your customers, okay, because they are bigger transactions. Of course you are. And customer service becomes a lot more important. We do all of that for you. So if you don't ever want to have your own customer support desk, be answering emails or support tickets, don't worry, okay, because you don't have to do that. With MTTB, that's already all done for you. The merchant account, that's already all set up. You don't have to go and set up merchant accounts or anything. We do our payouts to partners every 2 weeks, okay, so once you get started in MTTB, you would actually be a partner and you'll get your commissions every 2 weeks. So you'll be able to see exactly who your customers are. Okay, we show you how to do this when you go through the training, but you'll be able to log in, go to your back office, see who your customers are, what products they brought, how big the commission is, and every 2 weeks we pay you with eWallet. Okay, so eWallet is our payout system, and the way that works is we pay you the commissions you've generated into your eWallet account, and then you simply link that to your bank account, and that's it. Okay, you link it to your bank account, you withdraw it, and usually it takes about 2 days, sometimes 1 day. It arrives in your bank account, and that's it. Okay, so like I said, as you go through the training, which is 21 steps all up, you will have a coach. Okay, you will have someone who's earned either 6 or 7 figures. So they've been doing this for a little while now. They know what they're talking about. They'll be working with you, teaching you the business. Okay, we don't have a whole lot of time on this webinar tonight, so I can't show you everything I've learned in the last few years on a 1-hour webinar. But that's what your coach will be doing. Okay, they will show you what you need to know, what you don't need to know. They can tell you about that if you want, but we try and keep it just as simple as possible, so you can follow along. And as soon as possible you can actually get your business up and running and ideally start generating commissions, because that's what you want. Now there's also daily training lessons, okay, and everything is focused on implementation. So there's a lot of training in there, yes, but it's all focused on here's the training, now here's what you need to go and do, and our coaches help you go and do it. So it's all about implementation so you can actually get results. So you will have a coach, you will have their contact info, you will have their personal phone number. So if you need to reach them, they're a phone call away. You will also have their email, their Skype. If you prefer to use Skype, you will have that. But you'll be able to actually talk to a real human being, someone who knows how to do this, and also someone who is vested in your success. They are vested in your success because once you get through the training, you're then going to learn how to actually generate leads. Okay, we actually show you how to do that. Now your coach will be calling back your leads and helping you get sales. Now they are paid on commission. So what do you think they want? They want more leads. They want more leads so they can get more sales, so they can make commissions, but also you get more commissions because they're your leads. So you actually get the bigger commissions. Okay, the phone sales rep, they get a decent commission that pays them for their time and for the sales they bring in, but you actually get the lion's share. So once you've completed the 21 steps, then that's where we actually start to show you traffic. We start to teach you how to actually go and generate traffic. Proper techniques that you can actually use and that work. Okay? So your coach is there to help you. They will walk you through the steps. Every 2 steps, you want to reach out to your coach and just tell them, hey, I've completed step 1 or I've completed step 3, and just let them know how you're going. If you have any questions or there's anything you don't understand, reach out to your coach. Okay, that's exactly what they're there for, and they do this full time. Now, here's the other thing, by the way, and as far as we're talking about price, I can come back to this later, but I'll quickly address it right now. So given that everything that's involved in the system, as far as training, this is easily 5 years of my life of knowledge on how to sell high-ticket products online. And keep in mind, to date, we've sold tens of millions of dollars worth of high-ticket products online. So I have knowledge in this area, and it's backed up by experience. Okay, I know what I'm talking about, and in the 21 steps, that's where I teach you how to actually go and do this yourself. So with everything that you get, and especially, I think mainly, the phone sales team, calling back your leads full time and doing all your sales for you, what would this program be worth? What do you actually think is a fair price? Just say it out loud right now in your chair. What do you think is a fair price? I can tell you that having built up a phone sales team, having to go and hire phone sales reps, train them, help them get really good, manage that part of the business so that you actually don't have to do that and you actually get to have a real lifestyle. I mean, that's worth a lot. That is worth a lot. I mean, our phone sales reps per year bring in tens of millions of dollars in sales collectively, and all up there somewhere around 20 of them. Okay, they do this full time. So you never have to pick up the phone. They're doing that part for you. So that part alone, if you had to put a real number on it, I doubt there's anyone on this call right now who could realistically and fairly say it's worth anything less than $1,000. But this is what this is all about as far as our target goes. So at the start of this year, I announced that our goal as a company was to reach 50 million by the end of the year, okay, in gross revenue. And I announced this because I was actually addressing our partners, all the people involved in Mobe who promote Mobe, and I said to them, this is our target, and most of this is going to be paid out in commissions right back to you. Okay, this was our big goal. What we are looking for are partners, people that we can train to generate leads, who then go and generate those leads. We follow up with the leads, we do the phone calls with the leads, and we make sales. Now our partners get paid 1K, 3K, and 5K. Our phone sales reps get something out of it too, and the company also does well. Okay, so it's a great partnership. All 3 parties, the phone sales rep, you, myself, the company, we all do well out of it. And this is our target. So that's why it's not $1,000 for the 21-step program, even though it would be worth every penny of it if we said that's what it was. It's not $500. Basically, I wanted to make this as affordable as possible so you can at least go through the training, learn how the business works, become a partner, and then start generating leads. And when we get sales with your leads, you make money, Mo makes money, the phone rep makes money, everyone's happy. Okay? So MTTB is only $49. It's an application fee. It's deliberately set very low so that anyone can do it. I mean, no one can say that they can't find $49. And if they honestly use that as an excuse, they're not a right fit for this program in the first place. It's a $49 application fee, and here's how that works. You pay the $49 tonight. Okay, you pay the $49, you apply. You will then be asked a few questions. The questions will be things like, what have you tried before? What are your goals? You know, why do you want to be a part of this program? Those kind of things. It will take you maybe 5 minutes to fill out. Then what we will do is we will actually call you back, and we will just make sure that you're a good fit for the program, and also give you an opportunity to make sure that we are a good fit for you, because this isn't for everyone, and we want to make sure that you're comfortable working with us and we're comfortable working with you. Now, just so you know, we have had many thousands of people go through this program. Okay, many of them. And I'm going to show you a few of them in just a moment have actually gone through the program and got some really amazing results. But this started in Australia. The company is now based in Malaysia, just so you know. I spend a lot of my time over here in the USA. At least half of our customers are in the USA, a quarter in Australia, Canada, UK, but we have people in this program all over the world. Okay, we're always opening up in new countries. So it doesn't matter where you're based, as long as you have the internet, that's all you need. Okay, because you're not doing it in your local market anyway. You're doing it online, so it doesn't matter where you're based. Now, the other thing I need to tell you about is once you complete the application fee and you start going through the steps after you've been approved, in one of the early steps we're going to ask you to sign a non-disclosure agreement. Okay, now it's not a huge deal. It will literally take you maybe a minute. You'll just read the agreement and you can sign it online. Okay, so it's very easy to do. We ask that you do this because what we're going to show you as far as here's how to sell high-ticket products online, this is knowledge that I've paid a very steep price for. Okay, I've been doing this for several years now, full time. Okay, full time, day in, day out. I do this with an intensity that that most people really couldn't imagine. I'm always focused on this, and I built up knowledge as far as how to sell high-ticket products online that, frankly, I don't want my competitors to know about. Okay, so I am going to ask you to sign an NDA just so we both agree that let's keep the training between us. You paid money for it, so keep it just to yourself. Keep it private, just for us, and we're both happy. Now, let me talk about the guarantee. So, here's how this works. This system, as far as any other system out there, if we're talking about top-tier direct sales systems, this system is by far the best. Now, I could easily say that being the creator of the system, and you would think, well, of course you're going to say that because you created it. You're going to be biased. So to back that up, here's what I'm going to do. If you get started in the system, and immediately upon getting access to the steps, you decide that the training is not only great, but it's exceptional. It is some of the best training you've ever got. And in fact, after paying the $49 application fee, you feel like, wow, this genuinely could have been a $1,000 product and I would have got my money's worth. I am amazed by how valuable this is, by how clear it is. If you don't have that feeling, you can contact us within 30 days and just say, hey, this did not deliver everything it said it would. I'd like my $49 back, and we will refund that back onto your credit card. No questions asked, okay? No hassles. It's not a big deal, okay? Because we want you to feel very comfortable with this. But the second part of that guarantee is if you go through all the training, okay? If you go through all the training and you actually take the action steps and you don't get results, you don't make your first sale within 30 days of completing the steps, not only will we refund you the $49, we will pay you $500. Okay, we will actually PayPal that to you. Now there's some conditions on that. Of course there are. Okay, and here they are. So the conditions are, number one, you need to go through each of the 21 steps on the day it's assigned to you. So there's 21 steps. Each one will take somewhere around 20 minutes to up to over an hour. Okay, usually they're not over an hour, but some of them will take that long. And this isn't, I know that some people might think, well, that's a long time. We've condensed this to show you everything you need to know in the minimum amount of time possible. But if you really want to get good at this and you want to have a business that can potentially make you six figures, that's how long it's going to take. Okay, so you need to be willing to commit to that, go through each step on the day it's assigned to you, and complete it. Now, if you skip a step or you do a step out of order, you forfeit the guarantee. You have to go from step 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and so on. Do it in order because the way that we teach you this, the knowledge builds upon itself in each step. Okay, so I'm sure you agree that that's fair enough. Okay, so basically go through these steps. if you complete it all and you've not made your first commission within 30 days of completing the 21 steps, okay, and you can show us that you went through everything and you took action, contact us, we'll refund you MTTB and also give you $500 for wasting your time. Okay, that's how sure I am. Now, I can count on one hand how many times I've actually had to do that. Okay, and we've had a lot of people get started in this program. So I don't think you're going to be coming back to me for that, but it is there in case you, well, really just for your peace of mind. Okay, so just to recap this, so this system, after you've gone through it and you want to start marketing, the payouts are $1,000, $3,000, and $5,000 if we actually do the phone sales for you. Now there is an option where if you want to do your own phone sales, you can. Okay, and you just get, you actually get bigger commissions. But we find that most people who get started, they would rather leave us to do the phone sales because our team is very good at doing it, and they would rather just get the 1K, 3K, 5K commissions. They're happy with that. So most people are perfectly fine with that. It's up to you, and we'll tell you about that when you get started. You will have a personal coach, okay, someone actually working with you, and of course you have possibly the industry's best guarantee. I haven't seen anyone else offer a $500 cash guarantee. What I want to do now is I want to actually show you a few case studies. Okay, so everything I've told you tonight, you might be thinking, well, that all sounds great, but what kind of results have people had? And what I would like to do is I would like to show you what some of our top partners in this program have actually achieved. Now I'm going to be completely upfront with you, and I'm not going to say to you that you're going to get these kind of results, because chances are you won't. These are some of our top partners. They are some of our hardest working partners. They've been using this system for a while, so they've had some practice at it. Okay, and their results aren't typical. They're not typical either. Okay, but if you have a good work ethic, you're going to follow the training, you can do well. Okay, and that will be completely up to you how seriously you want to take it. So the first guy that I want to tell you about is Terry Lamb. So Terry actually got started with Mobe. He got started with us a couple years ago. Okay, and you can see this check. This is actually dated 2013. In that photo, he had actually crossed $175,000. Since then, he's actually crossed $250,000. Okay, so Terry's doing quite well. Over $250,000. This is one of his income streams. Okay, that's promoting the system, mainly letting us do the phone sales for him. He's done a few on his own as well, but mainly letting us do it for him, and he just gets the commissions. Another guy I want to tell you about is Brian Price. Brian Price, he's been with me for quite some time now. He got started a couple of years ago. He actually works in our corporate team now, but he promotes this as a partner on the side. Over $127,000 as well. He's from California. Now Evelyn is from Australia, where I'm from. Now $42,000 is her total so far. It doesn't sound like a huge amount, does it? Okay, $42,000. But this is someone who had never made money online before. She'd never had results with any other program before. She'd been trying for quite some time. She'd never had results before, and she was able to make $42,000 with this system, never picking up the phone and calling back leads. All she did is followed what we showed her with the traffic, went and generated leads, and made sales. Carolina Millan, she's from Chile, okay, the country Chile. So like I said, we have partners all over the world. As long as you have internet, you can do this. That check is from 2013. Now it's quite interesting. Back then she was only at $72,000. Now she's over $250,000 in commissions. So she's rising fast. I don't think she's even 30 yet, but she's doing very well. Okay, and that's with MTTB. That's her main program that she uses. John Chow. Now, John Chow is one of our most successful people with this system. He is now at over $1.2 million in commissions. Very good marketer. This is sending his traffic to MTTB. This guy especially does not make phone calls. Okay, he does not like making phone calls at all. He likes to just let us do all of that for him. But he's had over $1.2 million in commissions. Jun was actually just here this weekend with me in Chicago. He is actually I got the number wrong before. I think I said a quarter million, but it looks like, unless I've got these numbers wrong here, which I think I might, but I know at a minimum he's at over 175,000. I need to check that because I actually believe he's closer to a quarter million, but I would need to verify that first. Jun is 26 years old. He's from New York, originally from China. 5 years ago, guy didn't speak any English at all. He got started about 2 years ago in the industry, knew nothing when he started, but he just took action. He was someone who just took action, and he's doing quite well now. Sue and Jerry Smart from Australia, Sydney, Australia, over $145,000. Now, Sue and Jerry are not online marketers. They will tell you that. That's not their strength. Okay, they mostly they like to do offline. Okay, and they're quite passive in how they do that, and I mean that in a complimentary way. Okay, they're very much more about lifestyle. They don't want to be chained to a computer all day, and they do very well. Okay, they do extremely well. Rob Paris. Rob is from Sweden. Okay, he is in a band. Okay, like a heavy metal. Well, I would call it a rock band. A rock band in Sweden. He's over $132,000 in commissions. He did not have much experience at all with internet marketing before he got started with this, but he's doing very well. Okay, David Jukes is originally from Perth, Australia. He's at over $110,000 as well. And Shakira is from London in the UK. He is closing in on $1 million as well. Okay, he's coming up pretty quickly. Now, he's done that in about a year and a half, I believe. He's been very quick. That's why he looks so happy. Okay, so if you want to get started, here's what you need to do. Pay the application fee. Okay, it's $49. Fill out your details. It'll take you maybe 45 seconds if you do it right now. Okay, so just read through everything you get. It's there on the page. Go check it right now. Put in your name, email, your card number, your card type. Click apply now. Okay, and then what will happen is you will actually be asked a few more questions. It might take you maybe 5 minutes to fill out your details. Once you've done that, you will get the contact details of your coach. Either you can reach out or you can wait for them to reach out to you. Our most successful participants in this program don't wait. Okay, they don't wait for things. They reach out, they take responsibility. Okay, they realize it's their business, they want the results, so they pick up the phone and they make the call. Okay, now your coach is going to be a very friendly person. They're all very friendly. They're great to work with. They care about your success. Remember what I said before. If you're not successful, they're not getting leads. So they want you to be able to get leads so they can make sales to your leads, so you're making commissions and so are they. Okay, so that's why this works so well. It's such a great partnership, and you have skilled sales professionals calling back your leads, and you have a really great 21-step training program that shows you everything you need to know. Okay, so go ahead, fill out your details, get started, apply now. I will see you in the members area. Okay, you will see a video on each step that I did personally myself, and I will start teaching you this business in depth, and I'll show you how to do it. Okay, I'll teach you everything that I know that I've learned over the last few years, so you can actually get your business up and running, and you can start finally making high-ticket commissions. Okay, so I hope you've got something valuable out of tonight. I'll see you in the members area in maybe 8 minutes, 10 minutes if you take action right now, and I'll see you in the members area. Thanks everyone. We'll talk soon.